Welcome to Santa Fe's Raton Subdivision Model Railroad. Recently, we added a coal train to our collection, and some of the cars had a prefabricated coal load in them, and some of them were empty. This car here is one of the ones that was empty, so I am painting a piece of styrofoam that I had cut to trim down to fit inside the car. I'm painting it black so that I can add the coal simulation material on top of it, and none of the white of the styrofoam will show through now that I have it painted black. We like to make sure that all of our cars are weighted to NMRA specifications. Here I'm adding a half-ounce weight to the bottom of each end of the car. These weights were acquired from Harbor Freight. They're very inexpensive and very good to use for weighting your rolling stock. So I'm getting a half-ounce weight on each end, and that combined with the car weight, the metal weight that I just put in there, and what I'm adding with the coal grain, simulated coal grain, will bring the car up to NMRA specifications. I pushed the styrofoam piece down below the top edge of the car, about a half inch, or eighth of an inch rather, past the top edge of the car, which gives me room to put in the simulated coal grain. When you do the simulated coal grains, I just pour them in like I'm showing here, making sure that it completely covers all the painted styrene, just an even layer all the way across front to back, and being sure to get plenty of coverage up in the corners and along the edges. Then I go down through the middle and add extra simulating the humps. Later I will do this even more after we run the train a little bit, because the simulated coal will settle, so I'll probably need to add some later. The cars that had prefabricated loads, we wanted to make them look identical to the ones that had the simulated coal. So I'm going to remove that prefabricated load out of the car, and we'll end up rushing some glue on there and then sprinkling a light coating of the simulated coal onto the glue, and that will give it the effect where it looks like the loose coal in the empty cars. I'm using thin down white Elmer's glue, just like you do when you're doing ballast work. And I'm just putting a light coat on there, making sure I get glue down to all the little pores and low spots. And then I take a piece of paper towel and kind of wipe it off the edges, because I don't want this load to stick to the car. I want to be able to take it out if I need to. So I make sure that I wipe it down at the edges, and sometimes it keeps running down there and I have to go back. But doing it this way, we'll be able to take the load out if we want to simulate an empty car. I like to use these small cans because they're easy to control and manipulate. And the black sand that I'm using comes in this container. I believe I purchased this at Hobby Lobby. It's relatively inexpensive. A pound of it is only about $3, but it really makes a realistic looking coal load, and has a very fine texture that's about right for HO scale. Now we're ready to install the prefabricated coal load back into the car, being careful not to touch the freshly glued grain on top. That's why I'm using a toothpick to get the final push down into where it needs to seat. That way I don't disturb any of the freshly glued coal. Here's some of the cars after being completed, and you can see that everything looks even and consistent. And one thing I like about this product is the coal has a little sparkle to it occasionally, giving a very realistic effect. So here we are coming out of the East Tunnel portal on Raton Pass with a string of coal cars and some SP40s on the front. And we're getting ready to go down the hill with the dynamic brakes on. We hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to come back and see us, and we'll see you in the next video.